I was already in that, what David R. Hawkins, if I didn't have the near-death experience 5 days later, I would have been saying, listen, all I can tell you is I was grateful, grateful waiting for the ambulance, grateful when the EMTs came, grateful when I got to the hospital, and mostly grateful for the whole 100 days.
I can tell you're
Mostly
telling the
grateful.
truth too. Like you're saying that very genuinely.
I had a priest get come into the Waltham Hospital, admitted in the bed next to me, and the priest said to me, "How is it that you're so grateful?" I said, "Oh, Father, what awaits us is just absolutely amazing." So he came in maybe 2 weeks after I had been in the hospital. At that point, I had had the near-death experience, but I said, "So what's happening, Father?" And he said, "Well, I've got cancer, and I've got a tough road ahead and a diagnosis of that." I said, well, "I can tell you, um, be in the moment. That's the way for me to be grateful. Is just be grateful for today." And that's all I can say, Father. And he was really an amazing guy. His name was Father Joe, and he said, "Make sure that we stay in touch." And then I learned a few weeks later that he had passed. And but he actually used the gratitude and being in the moment. That really, the other thing I learned is we only have now.
Yeah.
And what this brain does is it takes us away from the now. It takes us because it has an advantage over us. It remembers every humiliation, every error in judgment, every mistake we made, every place we fell, and it reminds us of it. I'm driving down the road and something happened in the second grade, and it reminds me. The brain reminds me of it. I'm 73 now, October 10th, right? And it's like,
You look
thank
great for
you.
73.
Well,
Dang.
thank you. Thank you, brain, for sharing. And then I say, it seemed like a good idea at the time. And I laugh at myself because that's what I've learned and what I teach about reprogramming the mind to be grateful and be here now and to stop and look around and count your blessings as often as you can during the day, especially when this brain gets active, because it reminds the brain that there is so much more possible than all of the little small minded things that we see every day, including from our leaders, sadly, right? That our leaders are doing this, pointing fingers, blaming this, making each other wrong. Then they're expecting the general population to behave differently.
Yeah.
If our leaders are modeling that kind of behavior, it's not surprising that their constituents and the citizens are doing the same, because we don't have people that are having a dialogue saying things like, yeah, I disagree with the guy, but we're having a dialogue and we're going to come to a compromise for the benefit of the people or the benefit of the company or the benefit of my neighborhood or the benefit of my next door neighbor.
Right.
No one's as bad as you think they are, and no one's as good as you think they are, because we're
100%.
all human. We're
Yeah.
all flawed. There's no elite group because you got 19 letters after your name and you went to school for 25 years. That doesn't make anyone better than anyone. None of us are superior to anyone nor beneath anyone. And when we can get over ourselves, John Maxwell says that a lot. When we can get over ourselves, because that's our job, is to get over ourselves and really appreciate, why did God make it this way? Well, it's this way. Life is organized this way so that we can learn and grow from the chaos and the conflict and the challenges and what this brain suggests. Now, the key is we don't have to believe this brain.
Right.
We don't have to. And we can reprogram it.
When did you discover that you could reprogram the acorn brain? How old were you?
Well, before I went in the hospital, I read Dr. Srikumar Rao, Are You Ready to Succeed? And he talks about developing a level of thinking above your thinking, becoming the observer of your life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure I understood that totally until I had the near death experience, when I realized, wow, we have it all wrong. At least I do. I don't suggest everyone has it wrong. And I don't think religion's bad. I think it's wonderful. Faith, anything that gives humans faith in something larger,
Yeah.
is wonderful.
Necessary.